off, charge the cap up, and let her drop. If she don't drop to zero, it's no good. And that's as good as any. You can pay more, but you won't get a better check, right? Just to put them on, would put about 150 volts on them. And then you can tell if they're leaking. With an ohm meter, you don't get enough on there. I found that they don't do too well. But with about 150 volts applied, you can sure tell. But man, some guy says to me, "Hey," he said, "you're 15 kcs wide." I said, "Yeah, Roger." And by that time, I stopped before. But this is the first time I've had any capacitor problems with it. I've had some resistor problems, but no capacitors there, Doc. By golly. Let's see. I got to talk to Crackett this morning. He said he put that stuff in I told you that on the phone. He put that in the box and shipped it back to him, and I'm glad to hear him do that there. Maybe get some of his money back. But I thought maybe I was going to have to go to Cleveland, pick me up one of them rice burners there. I'll go ahead and maintain it on the line. I'll fly it through you. So there you go. Tonight's the first night I've had the Henry on. Stand by a minute. Jerry didn't show up as usual. Al's on frequency. I hope you can copy him. Jake checked in this morning. Had a little rag chew with Jake, and he says, "Boobily John, Bon am I?" Go ahead. Yeah, 71TRU in the group K4MME. Very, very good, Al. Well, you may be drawing 125 mils of grid current, but you're not drawing any grid current in that exciter. At least you'd better not, or you're not running an exciter. I don't know what the hell you're running, but you're not going to draw any grid current in that Swan in the exciter. Because if you are, you're not linear, because you cannot draw any grid current, Al. Now, the only reason you can draw a grid current if you're Class B, it's fine, but you can't go below Class B if you've inserted your modulation, and you've got your modulation inserted way, way down the line there, partner. So, in order to get I draw just a hair. It just hits the grid current region. Hello. Just hits the grid current region. You can see the needle just tickle on peaks. And, of course, then you get your ALC feeding it back and degenerating in 2 stages to keep it from buckshot and flat topping. I can scream in its microphone and I won't buckshot, providing the ALC's working right. But I'll tell you this, this morning I couldn't even whisper the thing is about to blow the linear clean off the line. But you're Class B in your linear. Grounded grid is Class B. And, of course, you draw grid current doing the one half of the cycle, and the tank takes you through the other half. So there you go. So, by golly, there you go. WB2RHB K4MME, and take it, Doc.
Hello, loudmouth, KF0O.
0O. I certainly do. He's an old Charlie Whiskey fella. I forgot the handle, but come on in.
Oh, good grief, Roy. This is Bud. Good evening to you. K4MME, KF0O. Go ahead.
Ariel, if I could just screwed up butt with your brother, go ahead.
Just wanted to drop by and say hello, Roy. I'll leave you guys alone. You got a real round table going. But I did want to let you know I cruised by and heard you. You're 10 over S9 in Kansas City, Roy. See you later. KF0O clear in QSY.
Good evening. I recognize that Chinese call. How's your brother? How's the hardware business, go ahead?
Oh, it's fine style, Roy. Everything's fine.
Got a hell of a good copy on you down here. They sound as good as usual. Drop in a little more often if I'm not. My golly, nice to hear we got some friends out there, go ahead.
Oh, heck yes, you got lots of friends around here, Roy. I can't resist coming back to you just about every time I hear you on. Sometimes I don't if I'm going to be just fooling around for a short time. I'll get out of here. But you carry on with your buddies there. We don't want to interrupt. 73 QSY.
Hey, 73's bud. Thanks a lot for dropping by. Pass along my regards to your brother. And keep an eye on the hardware store up there. By golly, every time I get that, what's that gal that's on TV about Ace Hardware, Ace, the hardware man, all I think about you. So there you go. Have a good evening, and thanks a lot for dropping by. KF0O, K4MME. So long, bud.
Go on, Roy.
Okay. WB2RHB. Go ahead, Doc. Frank came, the Frick of the frickin' Frank team came on this morning, and he was back in with this, 40 watt jobber, and he says, hell, like you might as well stay with that, at least it does run, and it's a hell of a lot cheaper, and I'm inclined to agree with him there, so he made the move and stuck the thing in the box and told him, if they can't straighten it out, give him back his money, and I don't blame him. I would have done that a hell of a long time ago, I guess, and I'm glad that he did. What is he going to do with that address on that processor that I gave him, the address of the radio kit, you know, will you? He was saying that you went out to the Radio Shack, spent about $30 and never did get anything put together there, Doc, right? Don't forget, tomorrow I'll see you at the where I missed you today, okay? At the same time that I missed you today. This thing is all paid for. Like I paid for this thing cash. Bob broke the old lady. Man, and she didn't moan really. In fact, she's the one that told me to go down and buy this thing. But you know, when you spent $690 back in 1956 for a piece of radio gear, I want you to know that you about broke the bankroll, and a lot of people thought you were crazy, Doc, right? Number one, yesterday I had 1 toast and 1 cup of cocoa for breakfast. I had a bowl of diet chicken gumbo soup last night. So that's a total of 210 calories, and that's all I had all day yesterday. Yesterday, I washed my truck, went downtown, did a whole bunch of work around here. This morning, I got up, I had 1 toast, 1 cup of cocoa, and I haven't eaten a thing since there, Al, and that's day number 2 that messed up. So there you go. So you better watch what you're feeding into your face up there, and maybe when your Glenn gets back, you'll be so slim and trim, she won't recognize you, Glenn. I had 3.13, but the leads were too short. I checked them with my putting a charge on them, and they weren't leaking. They were good, except the leads were too short, and I didn't have a 0.5, but I had a 0.47. So I went to my wife and said, why don't you call it? I said, that guy's better have 3.1. What the hell? I only needed him at 200 volts, but I'll take him 4, 6, whatever he had. I went down and that bum didn't have them. He had 3.15. And do you know, can you believe this? They're not mylars either. They're just paper, encased in what the hell do you call it? Not ceramic, but, well, whatever. You know what I mean? Anyway, they're encased. It looks like ceramic. But, anyhow, do you know that 3.1, now get this, Doc, 3.15 at 600 volts cost me $7 and something. I couldn't believe it. I said, well, I got on my way home and I said, well, what the hell? This is not going to work. Because I had, my LC comes off of my 26146s through a 2.1 in series with a choke that separates them, which basically makes them in parallel. And if I went 0.15 instead of 0.1, and then it was fed through to another one that feeds the control grid, and that one was a 0.1 that goes to the control grid for the fast ACC, and the bottom of that, anyway, was a 0.5. And man, I had 3 of them over there that were 0.1s in a row, and in that same circuit, and if you change 3 of those from 0.1 to 0.15, I would have had me such a fast ALC, I probably couldn't have talked to anybody there, Doc, right? And that means they're sitting 1 kc down from me. They want you to shut the hell up so they can enjoy what the hell they're doing, and you shut up. So, but the nice thing about having a scope, you can turn it on and take 1 quick look, and it don't take long to see that I had no Christmas tree. I look like a log jam there, Doc, right? So, you get tired of this, all this other stuff, man, and all the lead preferential treatment, then they have frequencies reserved for themselves and all this other stuff. Probably they haven't been reading the regulation. I just get fed up with all that jackass read, and after a while just stick some place and turn the wick up full smoke and let her go. Pull the boat. Like golly, they're Doc, are you going to fix that processor? Or are you going to wait for Crockett to build the other one over there so we can see how that sounds, right? Just talking here. Some good to me with that little Jolly Whiskey, but somebody, he's never worked it out, so Collins, otherwise you can see what the hell you can do with some Jolly Whiskey there, right? They don't take long to put that in the garage can, right?